What is going on, guys? My name is Kazzy and welcome to episode number 12 of my classic Road to Glory. As you can see there, we have a team based around that packed Bastian Schweinsteiger. It's in 4-1-4-1 formation, which is a formation that I haven't actually used on my main account, and so I wanted to give it a try. It's obviously a formation that Bayern Munich have used in recent times under Pep Guardiola, and so I thought it was fitting that we use a Bundesliga team with that formation. And of course we got Bastian Schweinsteiger, and this team will be quite a few Bayern players, as obviously they do have a lot of the best players in the league, as it is Bayern Munich are the global powerhouse of that league. But I do try and mix it up as much as I can, because I don't want to just build a Bayern Munich team. That's why we go out and get players like Subotic, and we do get Julian Draxler, who obviously has that 5-star weak foot, but has sadly moved out wide now compared to last year, where he was an OP centre attacking mid. We also pick up the Bender brothers in midfield. I think we put Sven as the CDM, and we have Lars as the centre midfielder. So Lars is going to be moving forward a little bit and trying to make us some goals. And I make a big mistake in this team because I choose quite a lot of slow players, especially in that midfield range. And we there's no real attacking midfielder. There's no one to really make those chances come through. And so with Kiesling being the sort of player that he is, he needs to be fed the ball. And I don't think I really chose any players as that can really do that for him. But you see the team there, and we go straight into seasons, as I'm only doing seasons so far. In the next couple of episodes, I am going to move into the Gold Cup and see if we can get anything good out of those packs, because obviously the pack luck has been very solid on this account. And look at that tackle. Thomas Vermaelen going straight through the back of me. You know what's going to happen. He's going to get the red card, and for some reason Benaglio was one set up on penalties for this. We give it to Schweinsteiger to open the account for the club. He goes to bottom right, and I'm still yet to miss a penalty in this series. I have actually missed one penalty on this game now, and it was in an extremely laggy game, and I missed the target, and the keeper went the right way and saved it. I still had it on target, but my 100% penalty record in this series is still intact, so I'm going to keep that to my name. But we do go 2-0 up, and it's lucky because he runs through on the halftime mark, and Bakker goes and puts him a goal back. But I figured out a corner technique. I stick it out a little bit, and then I give it about 2 bars of power and curl it in. You need a decent free kick accuracy, and you need a decent amount of curve, and they will try and pick out that player that just sits on the first man, and they can usually get a run. They might get a run in, or they could do what happened then where he got the stand. But we do win that game 4-1. And going back to the corner technique, that's what I've been using on my main account. I've been trying to perfect it, but it's very difficult. Headers in this game are very, very underpowered. Or I don't think they're underpowered. I just think they are a lot less useful than they were last year, obviously, when they were super, super useful. And I went in looking at this team, and I was like, this team is so attacking. I knew I could find some holes in it, and we do that. As you can see there, that guy was holding RB, and he moved his left centre-back out of position, making him a hole. And Kiesling, being the sort of striker that he is, he went straight for that gap, and he attacked it. And look at the attacking prowess of Kiesling there. That's a great finish as well, smashing it in at the keeper's far post, which you don't see too much in this game because you usually go for the near post. And look at this, once again, he gets on the wrong side, he brings his defender out. He does a decent job of sticking with me, but Kiesling just has such good attacking positioning. He is able to run through, hold off the defender, and actually I don't even think he holds him off. As you can see there, he switches to him, runs in the wrong direction. That's when you might want to have the auto switching, auto run on low, or maybe even high. And what that will do, that will ensure that your player runs in the same direction for like maybe half a second, just so he doesn't change direction. But sadly, Schweinsteiger does pick up an injury, as you can see there, and so we do have to change him out. He gets an injury for 2 games, I believe, and so we're going to have to use this team for 2 games, which I'm not going to complain about because this team is very fun to use. And this guy we come up against has a Mobley for some reason on absolutely no chemistry, and the rest of it is a normal BPL team. I don't know if he thinks Mobley is that OP, but he needs to have him in the team. But I don't know, he just has him in the team. I can never understand why people do this. But he does have a corner, and we do break from it. And he does do a very good job of marking until he controls his left back, or it might not be his left back, but the player that's out wide on the left-hand side, he drags him back a little bit too far, and Martinez does take advantage, and as you can see from replay, he runs him a little bit too far back. If he had held that line, Jackson Martinez would be an offside, but he runs him too far, and I am able to capitalise. And look at that for a finish by Juan Mata. On his weaker right foot, manages to finesse it past my goalkeeper. My goalkeeper should not be being beat from his near post. Benaglio needs to pick up his game for me. And watching this episode back, I thought I had a really solid defensive performance while I was playing these games. But I am conceding some sloppy goals, as Wijnaldum does show his pace there, and he smashed it past the keeper. The keeper probably should do a little bit better in that situation. Now look at that for the ball, and he hits me with a slip and slide. The slip and slide has been giving me so much problems lately. I've been playing some pro clubs and other game modes, seasons, and everyone seems to score past me with a slip and slide. I don't understand, and it just makes me rage so much when someone scores a slip and slide against me. But that game does tie up in the end, 2 apiece, and it was, in my opinion, 3 points dropped because I felt like I was a better team and I had a 2-0 lead, and you should never be thrown away a 2-0 lead. And we go into the final game, and this is where the title of the episode comes in, because this is possibly the worst start you can ever have on FIFA. 2 minutes in, he crosses it in. Matuidi beats him in the air. As you would expect, Matuidi, a very strong player, and he does have the run on him. The player's just waiting for it, and yeah, he does beat him. And then look at this, like the cheese, it just bounces and somehow he controls it perfectly, and that's just 4 minutes. I'm 2-0 down in 4 minutes, and he gives me the ear, saying that he can't hear me anymore. And I wasn't saying anything because this is such a bad performance. I panic, I press A for some reason rather than clearing it. I try and make a tackle, miss it completely, and I'm 3-0 down 8 minutes into this game, and it was just going from bad to worse from me. But luckily, he completely knocks me out pretty much there, shoulders into me, it's a blatant foul, and Freddie Guarin picks up a ball. He runs to the spot because he wants to take this free kick, and he will dispatch it. Just 1.5 bars of power over the top of the wall, bit of dip, and we do pull a goal back just 20 minutes in. 4 goals in 20 minutes. Neither of us can defend apparently. And how about this for a goal? Ricardo Quaresma. It's very lucky. I take a long shot and it does bounce down to Ricardo Quaresma from the air, and I decided to take it first time. I don't know why. I guess it's because I was 3-1 down and I felt like this game was already out of hand, but I do decide that I'm going to take it first time on his weak foot, and it's an absolute peach of a strike, and he does manage to pick out that far corner. And then it doesn't take me long, I think maybe 7 minutes later, until Ricardo Quaresma does equalise the game. We go 3-3, and the comeback is complete, guys, and I'm so happy at the moment. And then this happens on halftime. The goals I concede in this match are ridiculous. Like, the bounces just went for him so much, and I wish he watched the replays of some of those goals, because they were just ridiculous, and that's just me switching off there. I pull the player out, and he does manage to over the top it and volley it into the back of the net, and that is how this episode and this game is going to finish, guys. So, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe and join the club. Leave it a like if you've enjoyed this episode. I apologise for no weekend uploads. Some very personal stuff happened in my life, but I am back on the upload train, and I might be giving you a double upload today. So if we can hit maybe 5 likes on this video, I will give you another upload later on today. But with all of that being said, I've been Kazzy, and I'll catch you all very soon.